Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rody and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day guys, and welcome to episode 52 of All the Gear But No Idea. Rody, pleasure to be here with you, mate.
Dizzy, always a pleasure to catch up, have a nice cold beer.
Oh
and
yes.
Talk a bit of fishing with you, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And we've got a great guest coming on the show today, Brad Towler from Towler Marine.
Yes, Diz, looking forward to chatting with him.
Yes, will be great to hear what he's been up to. A very keen tuna fisherman, and obviously very involved in the marine industry. So it'll be good to hear from him and chat all things fishing.
Yes, Diz, certainly looking forward to that one. But before we get there, let's go through our normal segment, starting with our oranges and lemons. Diz, what do you got for us?
Yeah, well, Rody, I mean, another showpiece, I'd call it, in the SA Angler article.
Yes, Diz. It's another good one.
Very, very great to work with the guys at SA Angler, Shane and Brett Mensforth. They run a fantastic magazine and a great publication. It always is. Good read. And, yeah, I mean, certainly probably a fair bit of credit needs to go your way with all the trips down to the reservoir there. But a good page 36, I believe it is.
It is, Diz, and
with your
we're working our way towards the front.
Yeah.
We'll be on the front cover before long. Not there yet, but we're getting there.
We are. We're chipping away at it.
But make sure you do jump on that episode. I think it's that magazine, that article, that edition. I'll get there eventually.
Yes.
I think it's the February-March edition, Diz.
Yes.
Got a nice bronze whaler on the front.
Yeah.
And yes, get your hands on that. There's plenty of good reading in there, but particularly if you're interested in Happy Valley, have a read of our article.
Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely, mate. Really good. And what about your orange, mate?
Oh, look, well, I would have to say,
news.
yeah, we did. We had our baby was born on March 1, so that makes a couple of weeks old, Diz, so that's good news.
Very good news, mate.
Yeah, took her fishing this afternoon, actually, to Happy Valley.
Sleepless nights?
Yeah, not too bad. I'd say pretty good, all things considered.
Good all round.
Yeah, no, sleeping reasonably well. So good to spend a couple of nights in hospital, and then good to get her and Lucy home and get into sort of somewhat of a routine.
Yes, great to have. Well, it's an expansion of the gang, really, the All the Gear gang.
Yes, Diz, we're growing.
We are. We're growing.
We'll have whole teams before long.
We have. All right, Rody. Well, let's move to the sour notes. I'll kick us off because we were recently in Robe.
Yes.
And yeah, look, great weekend. Don't get me wrong. Watching the two lovebirds, Henners and Lansey, tie the knot.
Yep.
But I have never seen Robe with that delicious weather. It was flat.
Mate, they turned it on for the photos, didn't they?
Oh, they
I've never seen Long
did.
Beach with not a trickle of wind.
It was like that. Robe is one of the windiest parts of the world.
It was unbelievable.
And it was absolute dead flat for a
But
very large portion of that long weekend. So anybody who was down there for a fishing weekend would have had an absolute ripper. And I'm certainly not saying we didn't, but it was a bit of a tease.
It was a tease, Diz. We were probably kicking ourselves we didn't take the boat and get in an early fish Saturday before the wedding.
Yes,
but
I think so.
Both being groomsmen and both having 2 and 6 week old babies probably limited us a little bit.
I was going to say, it would have been a fair bit. It was a mission for you to get down there and an absolute great effort as it was. So
if we could say we had a 10-day-old baby, took her out fishing and then to a wedding, we'd be breaking some sort of record.
Some sort of record, that's for sure. Rody, yours. What's the sour note?
I'm going to say there's a lack of a real good fishing promise for this upcoming election.
Yes.
I've they talked a little bit of a game early, a couple of weeks ago, which we have talked about reasonably extensively in previous episode, but I was sort of expecting one party or both parties to come out with a bit of a bigger promise, something to talk about. Maybe a rec license or something like that. Would have been something good to offer up to get some votes, I thought, but hasn't happened.
Yes, yeah, I know, I'd agree with that. But, I mean...
It's just a bit underwhelming from both parties, really.
There's been a heck of a lot of lack of many announcements coming from the Liberal Party, full stop. Big Pete's been everywhere.
Getting the rig out.
Getting the rig out. Stephen Marshall's been opening up plant-based industries. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens on polling day. Of course, our good friend Fraser will be contesting the seat of Narunga, so we'll
good luck to Fraser Ellis.
Wish him well, and we certainly hope he gets re-elected, doing plenty of good things down there in the Narunga electorate. So any listeners out there in that part of town, get amongst it.
All right,
let's move on to the news, because there's a fair bit to get through here, mate. A lot of little stories. Do you think?
Bits and pieces, I call it. Yeah.
Not too many meaty articles, but plenty to get through, Brody. So kick us off with the SA Fishing Showcase.
Yes, Diz, we are very much looking forward to this. This is running on the 26th of March.
Yep.
It's called the SA Fishing Showcase.
Yes.
And it's been organised by great friend of the show, Lee Van Soest, taking place, as I said, on the 26th of this month. Down at West Lakes. I think it's 10 till 2. And it's all about highlighting what is on offer in fishing in general in South Australia, Diz. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It'll be a great day down there.
And we're recording down there too, Diz. We're going to do a live podcast.
I was going to say live podcast. So if you feel like getting yourself on the podcast, or doing a bit of yahooing in the background,
you can hurl a bit of abuse at old Diz,
and come on down, and we'll be glad to say good day and catch up with you.
Might even pick a mystery guest and ask him the 5 questions, Diz.
We could just.
I'm just spitballing ideas in there.
Yeah, I like that idea.
So it's 26th of March down at West Lakes at Inlet Reserve.
Yep.
A lot of sort of clubs, organisations. We quickly run through. We've got Ozfish, the SA Fly Fishers Association, Fish Care Volunteers, Recfish SA, ANSA, SAFTAG, the Sea Rescue, Northern District Sports Fishing Club, Millsy from the Onkastompa Fishing Comp, Barossa Kaya, I think Will McClay, and not sure who else, but someone else from the Adelaide Game Fishing Club will be there. Our mate Dave Schofield from the Gulf Skin Divers, obviously Lee from Reeling In Junior Anglers, and also the Yak Hunters. They're the names I've got for you at the moment.
Seriously good showing, Brody.
So I reckon that's pretty comprehensive of a great wrap of what there is to offer for SA Fishing. So if you want to get further involved in anything fishing, come along and have a chat to any of these great groups that are going to have a bit of a setup down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a fly fishing tutorial or demo or something as well.
Oh, am I running it, am I?
I think so, Diz. I think you are. Didn't they tell you that?
I'm pretty handy on the fly rod. We need Jake Rishpeth down there.
Yes, he's handy.
On fly rod.
I'm sure the SA Fly Fishers Association know how to handle themselves.
I'm sure they do.
Don't go blowing your trumpet too much, big guy.
Righto. Now, there's been some announcements, I think, about reservoir fish stocking plans.
There has, Diz. There has.
Because I think specifically out of the Parrot.
No, it's across all the reservoirs, Diz. So this is the plans for sort of the 2021 to 2025 season. So the next 4 years, I think it's run on a financial year here. What is going to get stocked where? I won't run through all of it. But interestingly, there's Murray cod, 10,000 of them going into South Para in 2023 and 2025, those financial years. And also going into the Warren Reservoir in the 2023-2024 season. And my Ponga Reservoir, 2 out of the next 3 years.
Yeah, right.
interestingly, Diz. And Happy Valley's getting some trout and golden perch to go along with the Murray cod they've already stocked there so far.
Which is good news.
Good to hear. And that's starting off with 10,000 this financial year and going up to 40,000 2 years after that.
Yeah, no. This is good.
And 40,000 is a lot of fish.
Isn't it?
It's also 40,000 golden perch going into South Para Reservoir 2 years out of 3. And also 40,000 golden perch into the Warren.
Yeah, which is good to catch a few perch.
So it's good that this, we'll talk Happy Valley because that's sort of the flavour of the month. It is good that they're getting it, a big boom to start with, but they are trickling more fish in over seasons to come.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want a constant plan for the future there, I would have thought.
So that's really good stuff, Diz.
Absolutely. And look, probably not specifically along the same subject, but a good little news story out of the Torrens, Rhodey.
Yeah, Diz, this was a...
home to a platypus.
This is... I'll call this Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Ripley's.
What do we think about this?
Well, do you think somebody's just taken a photo at Warrawong Sanctuary or something where the platypus actually lives?
It certainly seems ambitious to me.
It does seem
But I think this is part of the Liberals' plan to clean up and get the River Torrens looking a bit more respectable, Diz.
Well, look, I was down there the other day at the Entertainment Centre for a function about a week or two ago, and it was a lovely day. And my goodness, it was picturesque overlooking the Torrens there.
Yep.
And I would say if you did clean it up, it would be a real showpiece down there for the state. Yeah,
look, I agree. I'll see it when I believe it. Believe it when I see it.
Yeah, a lot of work to be done.
So it's a $27.5 million nature boulevard Mr. Marshall has promised.
Yes.
So it's going to improve water qualities and amenities along the Torrens from the Adelaide Hills to the coast. And
the Marshall Liberal government has committed a fair few funds.
Yeah, it would
to improving opening another. Oh goodness me! Now I'm on the spot.
The quarry?
Yeah, the quarry.
That's the disused quarry in Highbury. I think you're talking about, and they're going to do scuba diving there, Diz.
Yeah, unbelievable. That water quality would be good.
And I think that it's unbelievable. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, ready.
So anyway, it does seem like I don't know whether they've promised platypuses, but there was certainly a picture of a platypus on their release.
Yeah.
But like I say, my understanding of platypuses, I don't know what the plural of platypuses is.
Platypi.
I don't know if it's a platypi, but we're going to run with platypi. Is they love really, really clean water.
Okay, right.
So
that's because they're blind.
They're blind, are they?
I think they're blind. Don't they search with their beaks?
Look, possibly.
Oh gosh, now we really.
Are you quickly googling platypus's vision?
This is why we need somebody. This is why we need somebody on stats.
Yeah.
In the back room of the podcast here already.
Because Diz, I've got plenty of stats here, but I don't know if platypuses are bloody blind. Anyway,
while we leave you,
they are going to put some wetlands in to try and improve the water quality, and that was designed around getting back native animals such as the platypus.
Yes.
But like I say, I'll believe it when I see it. Whether those platypus are blind or not, I don't know.
Wow, there's some interesting facts coming up here. while you were unsure about how to say the plural of platypus, it's actually platypodes.
Platypodes?
Or platypuses.
Yeah, alright. Are they blind?
I'm still working on that. Can we just...
Do you want me to pad for a bit longer? What's your favourite platypus fact, Diz? You're reading them all out here? Nah, you got nothing, Diz. We're keeping on moving. You are taking too long. You are not quick enough. Diz, let's keep it moving.
I would agree with that. All right, ready? Yes. So, anyway, look, let's move on from that, Rhodey. We have got to give the listeners a bit of an update on the Cape Jarvis boat ramp, which there's been some announcements around the improvement of that boat ramp, which is exciting because I suspect that'll take a bit of pressure off Victor Harbour. Would you agree with that?
Yes, Diz, certainly would be great. Just around, I do completely get that, that opinion that the Victor Harbour bottleneck with the tuna fishing does only happen a certain number of days a year.
Yeah.
But it's a pain in the arse on those days.
Yes, it is. And I mean, we were down there, and goodness me, they run a seriously good show, the Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
But it was difficult getting the boats out.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the day. And yeah, I mean, certainly a lot of heat on that one area for, like you say, a short period of time. But, you hear from a few people, if you launch out of Cape Jarvis, you really need to know what you're doing. And, a bit more of a difficult ramp to navigate, I suppose, particularly for those people who haven't got a lot of experience and not as confident. But if you do improve those facilities, then you might get a few more people launching there and just spread the love a bit.
Yeah, look, Tiz, I think it's a step in the right direction. Let's see exactly what they do and how they do it before we go commending anyone too much.
Well, Cape Jarvis in general will continue to see some good, attraction via the tourism to Kangaroo Island, obviously.
Yeah.
So developing that area to me makes sense.
But, for mine, Diz, I do agree that it's, why should Victor take all that traffic?
Yeah.
So it's great they've got the KI, the Sea-Link thing, but they have this funding's coming out of the recreational fishing and camping facilities fund.
Yes.
And it's going to the Yankalilla Council. 140 grand is what they've promised. And what that's going to cover is a 2 metre wide floating pontoon down the centre of the boat ramp, leaving a 4 metre wide ramp lane on either side. So I think that has been sort of the downfall, what people talk about at Cape Jarvis, is that you can only get one boat in there at a time. So that pontoon down the middle is going to theoretically double the amount of boats that can fit through there, Diz.
Yes. Yeah, no, excellent, Roddy. And while we're on the subject of sort of upgrades across the state, bit of good news coming out of King's Coat, or in that part of the land, because there's been some new piles have been driven, which has been basically as part of upgrading what is obviously the town's main jetty at King's Coat, and really just looking for a facelift of that area. But there is the removal of the ferry ramp structure, Brody.
And this has already started, I think, hasn't it, Diz?
It has.
Yeah, it's underway. Yeah, that's great.
So this has all been happening over the last few weeks, but it's basically redecking, repair and replacement of some of the structural piling, removal of some of the infrastructure no longer required, which was, as I said, the ferry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that basically just an overhaul. It's not anything crazy like the Whyalla jetty, but an upgrade nonetheless, which is good for the KI residents.
It is, Diz, and we love King's Coat, and we would love to do a little winter trip, stay down at the Ozone and just catch whiting after whiting off the King's Coat jetty, because that seems to be what they do.
Absolutely. Righto, ready? While we're on the subject of Kangaroo Island, there has been some Oyster Reef plans.
Yes, Diz, we absolutely love talking KI fishing.
Yep.
And we love talking oyster reefs, because we all know that where there's an oyster reef, there's baby fish. Where there's baby fish, there's big fish.
Good call.
So this is a project run by the Nature Conservancy that we have had on here before. That was Anita Nedesico in our one of an early episode.
It was.
And I remember having trouble with the word conservancy at the time, and I haven't got any better with it. So they plan to build a native oyster reef in Nepean Bay on Kangaroo Island. So that is great work from a really good non-for-profit SA organisation.
Yep.
So it's boosted by a $20 million federal government investment in the Shellfish Reef Restoration Program. And a part of that is this new reef that they're building. So it's a 3-hectare site somewhere around American River. It says here either Eastern Cove or further into the bay at Western Cove. So it's going to take thousands of tons of local limestone, and each piece is about the size of a soccer ball is.
Yeah, okay.
And that's going to be put together on sandy sections of sea floor that native Angassi oysters will colonise. I remember talking about the Angassi oyster with Anita too.
Yes, well, Anita gave us a good rundown about how much water they filter, how important they are for water quality, how important they are for young juvenile fish.
And also that they used to make up some huge percentage of the SA coastline. I can't remember the exact number, but remember back in the day, before we netted, before we did all this, these limestone reefs were everywhere.
Yeah.
And look, this one, we think it's a great step in the right direction.
Yes.
But it's still in the planning phase. So there are community forums planned over on the island throughout April, I believe. And that's for some discussion on the project before the definite site for where this reef is going to be built. They're looking for some community engagement. And they're also looking for some volunteers to help with cleaning Pacific oyster shells that would be used to grow baby oysters on.
Okay.
So that's interesting, Diz. If any of our KI listeners want to get involved, get in contact with either the natureaustralia.org website or get in contact with Flinders University and the Nature Conservancy that are involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely, Rody. It's fantastic, mate. This is just great news. We love there being announcements about oyster reefs.
And they're also using the Kingscote men's shed to build wooden structures to facilitate oyster growth. So they're really getting the community involved there, Diz.
Jeez.
So great to hear. For our future KI trips, there's going to be another reef over there for us to fish around and reap the benefits of. And that's to go along with the ones at Glenelg, Ardrossan and O'Sullivan Beach that have already been built. And Diz, we have fished the Ardrossan one around there.
Yeah, we have.
Windara.
Yep.
No good.
No good.
No good for us, anyway.
No good for us. But we'll keep persisting.
We probably haven't given that a go for 18 months, 2 years, I reckon.
Yeah, well, was when our KI trip got cancelled.
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. All right, Diz, last piece of news I've got for you, and this is a brief one. This did happen a couple of weeks ago. We were a little bit delayed on this episode, so this bit of news is probably slightly outdated, but great. Big congratulations to all involved in the SA Carp Frenzy this year, Diz.
Yep.
So just wanted to touch on that. The biggest, there was some great prizes given out. There was plenty of massive carp caught.
Oh, yeah.
And, just a big shout out to everyone who got involved. I know Kim Manning has a lot to do with that one, Diz.
Yeah, he does. So I could give you a few little fun.
You got some numbers for us?
8-year-old Levi won, claiming $3,000.
$3,000?
Yeah.
What was that for, Diz? Biggest fish? Most fish?
Yeah, I think that was... I actually think that was most fish. Yeah. No, that was the major... Anyway, that was the major draw of the 2022. So I'm not going to go through all of the individual prizes. I'm just going to give you a few snapshots here. So Glenn Hughes. Guess how many carp he caught? 117.
Jesus, that's a lot.
That's a serious amount of carp.
What are the fishing hours? Jeez, he must be sore.
So basically over the Carp Frenzy life, like the life of the Carp Frenzy, they've removed over 33,000 carp. It's obviously not in 1 year.
No, it's a lot of carp though, it is.
Yeah. So there were 4,452 carp caught over 1,008 competitors. So it gets a good turnout, Rody.
It's very good, Diz, and I'm reading here that the biggest carp caught was 74 centimetres by a few fishermen, including a couple of kids.
And of course, Dipper was there.
Yeah, Diz, that's great.
Dipper was handing out the prizes. And there was a $500 cash prize.
Like Glenn Hughes, who you mentioned, catching 117 carp. Is that right?
Yep.
He did well, but he didn't win.
No.
Paul Costin caught 170. So I don't know what you're reading off, mate. You've got the wrong memo.
No, Glenn Hughes' photo on SA Carp Frenzy was good, though.
Oh, he's just sharing his own work. He's pumping his own tyres. Let's get around Paul Costin. He actually won.
Yeah, well, Paul Costin hasn't put up photos, has he?
Oh, well, you could have read the leaderboard. And Macy Main won the female category with 93 carp, and Amelia Thompson did very well to catch 60 carp in the under 16s. Helen Hunter 42 carp in the under 10s.
Yes.
And I'd say 42 carp's pretty good going for a young fella.
Yes, absolutely it is. Absolutely.
And yeah, so there were this year. I know you mentioned the 33,000, but this year alone there was 4,452 caught across 1,008 cat competitors.
I did also mention that, but thank you for repeating.
Did you read that one out already?
Yes.
Jeez, you're better than me, Diz.
Well done, Rody. That's a good wrap up of the Carp Frenzy, albeit that we announced a couple of things twice, but bear with us out there, listeners. Rody, it is time.
Can we blame the babies on keeping us up?
Well, you can blame the babies. You've got plenty of an excuse there. Rody, let's get Brad Towler on the line from Towler Marine. We're looking forward to having a chat with him. All right, Rody. Very lucky to be joined here with Brad from Towler Marine. How are you, Brad?
Good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, mate. Thank you very much for taking the time to come on the show. And we're very keen to hear about all of the fishing and marine activities you get up to. But we do like to get through those 5 questions. Tell us about your best fish, Brad.
Best fish? Well, I've had a few, but I reckon the most memorable one would have to have been last year during the mulloway season. I was fishing light gear, fishing the bar down at Gula, and 15 pound, and I landed just over 45 pound mully on hard body.
Oh, seriously
good
good
going.
fish. Seriously
Yeah,
good fish. Pulled some string?
It did, yeah. I really punished myself. I had some light gear, so yeah, she definitely took off like a freight train. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, and
Ooh.
yeah, it was game on. So it was a bit touch and go there, a few stages, but I landed it, which is the main thing.
How long did that take you to get in?
Look, it didn't actually take too long. Probably around about 8 to 10 minutes. Yeah, once it had its first major run, it sort of put itself in the gutter and sort of kept itself up on the side of the beach. So it was more trying not to break the line, like because the tide running out and the fish is pretty strong fish. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And Brad, tell us your favourite thing about fishing.
Just being with mates and getting my kids involved as well. That's what I really enjoy. Just seeing smiles on everyone's faces as well. Sort of been involved in the commercial industry for sort of 22 years now, and just sort of passing my knowledge on to other people is where I'm at.
And how old are the kids, Brad? Me and Dizzy have got young ones. We're wondering how quickly we can get them into it.
Mate, look, you can start them as soon as they can walk. Any excuse to buy another boat, but my kids, I've got 3 girls. It's 12 years, 7 years, and 5 years.
Yep.
Excellent, mate. That's fantastic. Well, that's good news, Rody. We can get him out there early.
Not far off, Diz.
Brad, tell us about some of your first fishing memories or even how you got into it to start with.
Yeah, look, the one I've got the most of is I was about 4 years old. We were down at Port Phillip. Well, I grew up in Port Phillip Bay, down in Victoria, and my old man took me for a weekend away. It was a boys' trip to Apollo Bay, and we had an old seafarer. We launched the boat, and it was rough as guts, and I wasn't real keen, and I actually caught a salmon. Not very special, but I caught my first salmon. Landed it myself, no help, no nothing, and that's what got me hooked. Just thought, let's get into this fishing thing. Yeah,
absolutely. Some of those first fishing memories, you always remember those first good sessions, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it was a great weekend. We caught each different species. My old man was a bit crazy behind the wheel, and I remember it quite well.
And Brad, tell us your favourite sort of fishing and why.
Look, I do love fishing with lures, just for the fact of it being, no one likes going home with a stinky set of fingers that relate to bait. So yeah, I like fishing with lures and just finding them fish and then putting something in front of them to make them eat it. That's the most rewarding part, and then actually succeeding and going, yeah, I tick that one off the bucket list because I've used X lure or whatever to catch that fish.
Yeah, it's all about sort of thinking you're smarter than the fish and thinking you've tricked him into it.
100%, mate, yeah. And we all know that we're smarter than the fish.
Brad, over the years, you must have had a couple of funny fishing stories, or at least maybe tell us about one that got away.
Yeah, it was about 4 years ago, back on the Mulloway again. I bought this canoe off of a friend of mine. It was sort of 16 foot, and me and one of my best mates, we fished religiously together. We were up the Coorong chasing mullies, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. We tagged over 35 fish for the night. Ooh. And I hooked into this thumper of a fish on broom gear, and we actually had the anchor out, and I said to him, get the anchor up. And he's trying to pull the anchor up, and this fish freight trained me around the anchor rope, and he turned and looked at me, and I was like, come on, get it up. And it got away, unfortunately. It wrapped itself around the anchor, and he didn't get it up in time, and ping she went. And we're only fishing 5 pounds, so just trying to really get some records going there. But that's my most memorable for sure. He never lives that down. Never.
I was just about to say that's the worst when you're on your boat with your best mate and one gets away, because you never forget them.
Welcome to my life, Brad. Disney does it all the time.
Well, it actually happened twice in that one night. It happened the first time, and then about 2 hours later, we sort of settled back into that area again and dropped the anchor, and I got freight trained again, and the same thing happened, and I was like, there's just no way. I said, well, we're going home. This is it.
That's it. Hang them up for one night.
Absolutely.
Righto, Brad. Well, thank you for going through those 5 questions with us. It's really great to have you on the show, mate. And can you please tell us and all the listeners about your business?
Right, so I've got Towler Marine. I've been running for around just over 3 years now. I've been involved in the commercial fishing industry for over 22 years.
Yep.
So with Towler Marine, I do a lot of 12-volt fit-outs or 24-volt fit-outs, custom rewires. I do a lot of outboard servicing, inboard servicing. I do pre-deliveries, also a relief skipper and engineer. Pretty well anything to do with marine. I get involved in. I'm actually branching out. I won't say too much just yet, but I'm actually branching out very shortly, which is going to open up some doors for us. So, watch this space.
Absolutely, mate. That's exciting to hear, and we look forward to following along your journey on. I assume you'll announce something on social media that we can keep up to speed with.
100%, mate. Yeah. Look, it's all just in the signing and whatnot at the moment. But once it's all official and all the rest of it, I'll release it and we'll go from there. But I think it'll benefit myself and everyone else. Like being a mobile service, I go to you guys, so it's good. You can go to work and know that you come home from work and your boat's done. You can hook it up and go. You don't have to come and pick it up from a bloody shop or whatever the case would be. So that's a lot of people like that option to be able to have a mobile service done. Yeah.
And Brad, tell us about your background. You're a mechanic by background, are you, or how'd you get into this?
Yeah, so I'm actually a diesel fitter by trade, and I was a skipper as well. So I've sort of been involved in the commercial industry for over 22 years, and I just love working on engines and boats, and I've just always sort of tinkered with bits and pieces, and then I sort of went down that track in the engineering side of stuff, and then diesel was my main background, so I went and did that, and now I'm sort of running my own show. And look, if you can work on engine's an engine at the end of the day, they all turn over, and it's just diagnosing each engine to its faults, really.
Yeah, fantastic. And Brad, you must have a boat yourself, given you've told us about a few of your trips and that sort of thing. What sort of boat are you running with?
Well, I'm actually boatless at the present time. We're building a house. So the wife sort of said, well, once we're in the new house, we'll buy another boat. She's just as keen as me, so we're just getting our priorities right these days.
And have you got your eye on anything in particular, Brad?
Sorry?
Any sort of boat in particular? Do you know what you want?
Look, I know what I want, but I know what I'm going to probably end up with. Look, I'm probably going to go down the aluminium track this trip. So I am a bit of a sucker for the old Stavy craft. A few mates have got them, and I've worked on them, for quite a few years. And I used to work for Rob Cumming there at Christmas Beach Marine. So I've done a lot of water tests with them, and sort of know those boats quite well. So they're a good boat. And it's all to do with how you drive them too. A lot of people call them slap me crafts and all the nicknames under the sun, but it's like a bar crusher. People call them back crushers, and once again, it's all to do with how you drive them. So I'll probably look at getting a Stavy craft, to be honest with you. Down.
Welcome to the club, Brad. We've got a Stavy craft ourselves, so we couldn't speak highly enough of it, really.
Yeah, well, that's great. What size have you got?
We've got the 1850 Fisher.
Perfect, mate. That's probably what I'm going to go down there and get as well. They're very versatile. You can go out wide on them. You can go up Coorong. You can go whiting fishing with the kids. You can put a tube behind them. They're great. That size boat is probably the ideal Stavy craft, to be honest with you.
We've had ours a bit over a year, and it's good that it's easy to tow around and do all that as well. It's a bit more manoeuvrable too.
100%, mate. Absolutely.
Now, Brad, we follow you along social media, as we mentioned, and you're a big supporter of the Coast to Coast Tuna Tournament. Did you manage to fish it this year?
We won't go there. I got COVID.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I had to... I'm a major sponsor for Coast to Coast.
Yes.
This is my actual second year as a major sponsor. I've sponsored it for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I actually missed out. I sent my team in with all of our sponsors on there, and I think we didn't do too well. The guys, he couldn't find fish the first day, and it was hard. I was in the Medi Hotel trying to tell him where to go for fish, but it just didn't work. Reception out there and whatnot. But anyway, so next year, 2023, we will be back, and hopefully we can get ourselves on the podium this year.
Yeah. Look forward to it, Brad. Now tell us, I've been having a look on your Facebook page, and you've got some bloody impressive looking before and afters of some of the wiring work you do. Yep. Is that the sort of thing you're into, or you prefer servicing the outboards, or a bit of variety? What do you like to do?
Oh, look, I like to mix it up. You've got a few lads around the joint that get involved with just wiring, and that's all they do is just wiring, which is all good and well. Anyone can colour code stuff and zip tie stuff and make it look brilliant. But understanding, the other end of it as well is the big thing. So not just being able to rewire a boat, understanding the engine side of it and all the components and bits and pieces and radars and all the rest of it. So I do like to mix it around. But, I'm 6'6" and not the smallest bloody fella on the shelf. So, trying to climb behind certain dashes is a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. But, at the end of the day, I like everything when it comes to fitting out a boat. It's good because you get a boat, it's blank canvas. The customer says, right, I want this, and this. You throw an idea at them, they go, okay, let's do that, and then you deliver the boat, and they're just like, wow, this is amazing, they've got a brand new motor, it's all fitted out properly, it's all, the props done properly, and then it goes down to the wiring, and, that's all nice and neat, and not going to break down on them, and then, they flick a switch and it works, and, that's what I like to do. That's why I try to do as much custom stuff as possible.
Yeah, that's fantastic, mate, and, by the sounds of things, very customer service orientated, which is excellent in that game. And I bet you've seen some people, or you would have seen some pretty out of control boats. So can you give the listeners one piece of advice maybe in regards to boat maintenance or looking after their pride and joy?
Yeah, look, mate, at the end of the day, it always pays to poke your head behind the dash and just make sure that things aren't, certain joints and that aren't going green or whatever the case will be. Keep your batteries charged. If you're not going to use your boat for, a few months, just disconnect, one of your terminals or both your terminals if you haven't got a charging system in your boat. Just think just because you got it fitted out last year and you've only used it once and it's going to work in a year's time. You've got to really maintain this sort of stuff. Spray, your corrosive spray around your switches or spend the money and get waterproof switches. And that's all I can really say is, just always test your stuff. I tell all my customers every fortnight, go out and have a beer and get in your boat, have a look around, just make sure everything's okay, spray those cobwebs off. Because you don't want to get down the boat ramp and look like a twit because you reversed it down there and the batteries are flat and your lights don't work and your winch is stuffed on your trailer and, you're winding it over 400 times and you realise that you've left your bloody lanyard undone and just all sorts of stuff. So, just keep an eye on all your wiring, really, and making sure you've got a charged battery and clean fuel.
Yeah, there's certainly nothing worse than when you see someone rock up at the boat ramp and can't quite figure out why something won't run. So all good bits of advice there, Brad. Certainly better to figure out that something's not working before you leave the house.
Yeah, well, just get to know your boat. Like, at the end of the day, you can spend as much money in the world as you like on fitting out a boat, but not knowing what fuse is what, or knowing where it is, or, you blow a fuse in your bilge pump, for example, and they go, oh, shit, where's the fuse for the bilge pump? That's why I try to label everything that I do so you can get in behind the dash and have a look and you say, okay, there's the bilge pump one, cool, we'll change that over. Get to know what's going on behind there. There's no point in, as I said, spending all this money and having no idea and then not being able to phone reception to call anyone or call anyone on the radio to come and help you. You can't just get out and walk. So, have a little bit of knowledge behind you just to get yourself home.
Yes, no, very good advice there, Brad. We'll be sure to take that on, and so will our listeners. Last one for tonight. You mentioned a bit of relief skipper work. Tell us about that. What do you do? What sort of boats you drive? Any of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so I just put the feelers out there. I've got a few contacts over Australia that I can jump on a boat and go and drive. So I can drive anything sort of up to 24 metres. I'm a Master 5 MED2. I get a call, someone's, for example, only last week I got a call from a guy up in Darwin wanting me to go and run his barrow boat for a month because his skipper's going in for surgery. So I actually had to turn it down because I'm just flat out. So get stuff like that, or pre-deliveries, or an engineer has hurt themselves and they need someone to fill in for a few weeks or a month. I'll give them a hand, or I've got a couple of local guys, or one of my good mates, Craig Iverson, our South Coast Fishing Charters, just give him a hand. Just throughout the year, just help each other out, really. And, having those tickets, it's hard to go and get a skipper and at a drop of a hat.
Yeah, absolutely. And it probably mixes things up a bit for you, mate. I'm sure you probably enjoy it.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Well, that's excellent. And, Brad, we can't thank you enough for giving us your time tonight and coming on the show and having a chat with us. I'm sure the listeners will very much appreciate the few tips, but more importantly, jump on Facebook or Instagram and find Brad at Towler Marine and he'll be able to sort you out if you've got any problems.
Yeah, no drama. Look, thanks for having me on the show, and it's good. And I'll do a bit of if anyone mentions that they heard it on this podcast, I'll give them 10% off their next fit out or service.
Very generous of you, Brad. That's great. I'm sure the listeners will love that.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. Thanks a lot for your time, mate.
Sometime.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Cheers, mate.
Great to speak with Brad, Rhodey.
Yes, dears. That was a good chat. I think we both learnt a bit.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I know we sort of think we're experts.
Yeah. Yeah, our name probably really just comes into play here.
But it is good to talk to someone with a few more runs on the board in the fishing, boating, water sports type neck of the woods.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. He's got a wealth of knowledge and, Yeah, I mean, great business. Towler Marine, get amongst them.
Yes,
get amongst them. Rody, let's move on to the report, mate, because we've got a bit of stuff to get through here before, of course, we wrap up with our tackle item. Because, well, look, I'm sure all of our regular listeners know how you destroyed the fishing joke of the week.
We certainly ran that well dry, didn't we?
Dan basically put a knife in the coffin of that. Dan Way was just, he was off it.
I think some might say he did us all a favour.
Yeah, no, he certainly did. Righto, Brody, the Happy Valley Reservoir is obviously something we've reported on and had a discussion about in the SA Angler. You're probably better speaking to this, mate. You've been down there plenty of times.
I haven't actually.
Catches?
I had about a month off visiting there at all, but I broke that donut today
Yeah, okay.
with a visit.
Got amongst it?
Didn't catch a fish.
Oh, donuts.
So, and look, I think there are still fish there to be caught. I don't think they are getting caught as consistently as they probably were in the first few weeks or months.
Getting a bit shy.
Yeah, I think they're probably smartening up a little bit. I would also say we gave it a very half-hearted crack today. We probably fished for about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Then young Lil got a bit hot in the sun.
fair enough.
So we did a
Warm
bit
day.
of a walk and packed up and went home. So it wasn't a full, I wouldn't have said it was a decent crack, but no fish for me today. Have seen a few redfin getting caught though, Diz.
I was going to say, I've seen a few photos of some redfin around. Some, what do they call them, Brody? The
Whiting of the sea? Whiting the dam?
Freshwater white.
Something like that.
So, yeah, no, still definitely worth getting down there and flicking a lure. And I mean, if you don't have anything in your arsenal, you know where to go down to.
Yeah, as you tackle.
Little bit out your way, but not if you're coming from the south.
Get some worms.
Get some worms.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Plenty of lures down there too.
Rody, bit of a wrap up from the Coast Tuna Comp, of course. Team Just a Girl, friend of the show, Tracy Tito, caught, wasn't Tracy Tito herself,
Part
but
of our
on
crew.
Team Just a Girl.
Yep.
Sure, Tracy was probably skippering at the time, got him on the fish, no doubt. A big Samson,
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
an absolute truck.
Don't see too many of them caught off Warina, I wouldn't have thought.
No, I wouldn't have thought so either. But, yeah, goodness me. Good sized fish.
You'd be
That's
happy
for
with
sure.
that. I know it's a tuna comp, but I'd take a Samson fish over a tuna any day of the week.
Yeah, well, I would. Certainly a bit more elusive. That's for sure.
So that's a real good bit of bycatch, Diz.
And, yeah, I mean, look, we've talked about this a little bit on the show. Bronzies. Just bloody shark and heaps of tuna for the season.
Yeah.
But while we're on the subject of bronzies, a couple of good ones caught off Henley Beach.
Yes, Diz. There has been.
Catch and release, of course.
And that always, bloody hell, that ruffles some feathers, doesn't it?
It does. It really divides opinion.
Yeah, it's
That does.
rough.
It really does. It sort of, yeah, it just creates a real divisive nature on social media. Some people are like fully loving the fact they got a big bronzy.
Yep.
Released it, swum off
Yep.
excellently. Other people are like, what are you doing, champion?
Look, I think if you play by the rules, fair is
course.
fair.
Fair is fair, and catch and release. It's a great way to practice fishing. So, yeah, no, good sized bronzy caught, and well done to them to getting it back out there swimming.
All right, Diz, what else is biting?
Well, Dan Way, of course, was down at the beach.
He had his all the gear cap on, I think.
He did. He was wetting a line, as they say. And,
He's done a bit of fishing lately, Diz.
He has. It was a lovely shot. Very artistic of him to, get the nice ocean in the background with the rod holder in, everything like that. We asked him how he went. And, yeah, he prefers to be called PJ Dan from now on, I think.
Big Port Jackson shark.
Nothing but Port Jacksons, I think, was the rumours I was hearing.
Yeah, I think he also got some squid during the week or the last couple of weeks too, Diz.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did, Rody. And, anyway, nothing better than getting down for a fish after work.
Yes, Diz. And anything else in the fishing report?
Well, look, I'm not sure that it's specifically fishing related, Rody, but guess given that we're reasonable Shimano fans, it's probably worthwhile mentioning that we're looking forward to their new reel range coming out.
Yes, it is. It's very exciting, their 2022 range.
Yeah, they have. They've got
And you're in the market, you were telling me?
quite a number of a few new reels hitting the market.
Yeah. Which one you got your eye on?
I think it's the Grappler.
Yeah, was that the overhead?
Yeah, I reckon.
Been talking up getting a new overhead for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I was, and like I really do. I've got a few BCF vouchers to spend. You know how it gets.
Yeah.
And you just sort of like, we need to get amongst it.
And so the Grappler comes in the jigging and the casting models. Which one are you going for?
No, I'd be going for the jigging model, I reckon.
Yeah, so you're going to get this for your nannies and all that sort of gear?
Yeah. Well, I mean, after looking at your new setup, mate, I didn't want to miss out on our next mission off Wedge or certainly down to Althorpe.
Yeah, what are we talking? Are we talking a little Easter mission?
Yeah, I certainly hope so, mate. I certainly hope so. The weather just needs to play the game, basically, and we're in.
Yeah, lock it in, Diz. All right.
So anyway, if you've got a few spare dollars lying around and you're interested in getting amongst them, then check out Shimano's new range. Rhodey, that just about wraps up the report, does it not? You got anything?
Look, Diz, I think it does wrap up the report, and I do have something to move on to.
All right, let's hit the listeners with it.
Diz, I want to talk to you all about this week's tackle item, and it's not probably tackle as such. It is safety, which is important, Diz.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we should own up to making a little error and not quite having enough size in our fire extinguisher for a while there.
Fortuitously, though, I would say, Rhodey, we didn't quite have that much fuel on board at the time.
No, but we certainly, if we had have done a long offshore mission and put a jerry can or two on,
yes,
we would have gone under.
We would have
in terms of our what we need to carry as a fire extinguisher. So
yes.
It was a good thing that we did during the last couple of weeks. We did a bit of a safety check, which you all should do.
Yep.
And we did become aware that we were just in the ballpark for our fuel tank. For the size of fire extinguisher we did have, but we have upgraded to a 2 kilo fire extinguisher, which does mean if we do go to Wedge, we go offshore, we take 20 or 40 litres of fuel, we're still in the ballpark. So what I did, Dizzy, on a couple of Sundays ago, Lucy's waters broke, went into labour. She was busy on the couch watching a movie, so I ducked out and mounted the new fire extinguisher for us all.
Oh, of course you did.
So yeah, we had the power tools out, we drilled a few new holes in the boat, mounted the 2 kilo fire extinguisher. Lucy was quite happy to get me out of the house, keep me out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that kept me entertained, Diz.
Yes.
So that rule is that if you have a vessel that carries between 115 litres and 350 litres of fuel, you do need a 2 kilo fire extinguisher.
Yes, well, it's very... Look, I mean, I don't know because we didn't buy the boat new.
Yeah.
But my assumption is that that's how the boat came.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, certainly.
And it is unfortunate when that sort of thing happens. I'm not having a dig at anyone, but that would have been an oversight.
Well, look, Diz, the boat was legal to carry the tank full. It just wasn't legal to take any additional fuel.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I think...
Because you only need, I think you only need a 0.9 of a kilo fire extinguisher, 900 grams. Yeah. For under 115 litres. But we just want the ease of being able to put a jerry can on and not have to say, oh shit, we need a bigger fire extinguisher today.
Yeah, and I don't think you sort of go out on the water planning on putting out a fire.
No, but it's always good to know you got it.
Yeah, that's right.
And the other thing to know is it has to be, multiple small extinguishers don't satisfy the size requirement.
Yes.
So you can't make up that 2 kilos with 3 little ones.
Very worthwhile mentioning, mate.
So, Diz, that's my tackle item of the week, and I think that's a good reminder for all to check the requirements of what you need in your, not just your fire extinguisher, but all your safety. We do a bit of an annual check where we get it all out, check the dates.
Yep.
And we replaced a couple of flares recently as well.
Always good to double that with a good deep clean of your boat as well. Make sure you're checking your cables, check for anything else.
Yeah, well, you were lucky, Diz. I did a couple of days of close contact there, so I took the boat apart and cleaned it top to bottom. So you escaped that one this year.
I did. You never know next year, mate. She might be a single job for me.
All right, Diz, that just about wraps us up for today. Great to have Brad on and great to talk fishing, Diz.
Yeah, mate, always great to catch up. Some really exciting news there with baby Lil joining the crew. And
make sure you catch us for the SA Fishing Showcase.
Absolutely.
So
I was just about to say that. Get down there, catch up with us, and you might be Rhodey's mystery guest to ask the 5 questions.
26th of March, 10 till 2 down at West Lakes. Get along, support fishing in South Australia. Guys, we'll see you then.
Love it. Cheers, guys.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.